Hello, it's me, UnusualSandwich. Before I start this video, this is just how I feel about the weapon, and I'm well aware of how controversial of a statement this is, but anyways, back to the video. After using the Degreaser for so long, I've noticed that there are minimal reasons to use anything else for basic pyro, at least from its usefulness. The Degreaser is the perfect weapon for combo pyro. That is not the reason why I'm calling it too good, however. The reason is that you can just play normal pyro as if you were using the stock flamethrower, but better. Comparing the stock flamethrower and Degreaser, one is obviously better than the other. The thing is, because of how versatile the Degreaser is, it makes me have no reason to really own my Aussie flamethrower. I rarely ever use it anymore just because of how good the Degreaser is for doing my job as pyro. There is an obvious reason as to why these are not psi grades in comparison. Here is why. Stock has 10 air blasts, but usually 9. It has a slower switch speed, which is not as good for combos, flare punching, or reacting. Afterburn is 4 damage per tick, and it has standard flame damage. On the other end with the Degreaser, it has 8 air blasts, but usually 7. A faster switch speed, which is great for combos, flare punching, or reacting. Afterburn that does 1 damage per tick, and standard flame damage. To simplify, by using the Degreaser, you have a faster weapon switch speed for basically a slightly higher air blast cost and minimal damage on Afterburn. This weak Afterburn can be negated by simply hitting the target with a flare. Although not involving the Degreaser, it's just something I noticed. The air blast cost on this is a minimal downside. Unless you are spamming it like crazy, you should not run out of ammo with this thing, unless on a rare occasion. The Degreaser is meant to be a tool for playing combo pyro. Considering what I have just said, it doesn't really look like it anymore. The irony is that it can play general and combo pyro. That is why I think something needs to be changed with it. The counter argument is that having powerful Afterburn is what gets you most kills. Although this can be true, more often than not, I try to not have Afterburn kill enemies. I will only do this when I am low or needing to retreat. If I am able to battle it, I try to. The Degreaser is really meant to be in synergy with the rest of your set. I feel that maybe keeping the damage as is with its outstanding performance in combos may just be a little bit much. I understand. The flamethrower is your primary weapon that deals a lot of damage on purpose, but Combo Pyro turns this primary slot into a combo tool / air blasting flamethrower. Keyword being a tool. It's designed to be used with other weapons, not just to be used on its own. I'd personally like to see the Degreaser become a solely Combo Pyro weapon, while the stock flamethrower is the main for basic pyro usage, like it should be. The reasons to use the flamethrower over the Degreaser are just not strong enough in my opinion. How exactly would I be changing this weapon, you may be asking? Make the Degreaser deal less damage both in Afterburn and flame damage generally, and also make the switch speed faster, like how the weapon was in earlier states. Considering that you'll deal way less damage with your Degreaser, this change recommends a playstyle that makes a combo pyro more of a combo pyro.
In simple terms, the Degreaser's biggest problem is universal upsides, this being the fact that faster weapon switching will never not be a good thing to have, whereas the niche alternatives the other primary flamethrowers offer can often be a downside that works against you. The Degreaser outshines all of them in this respect, and for some reason seems to work great as an overall rounder when really it is supposed to be designed as a combo exclusive flamethrower to bolster your secondary and in some cases your melee. So the fact that it overshadows all of the other flamethrowers, not good.
It's 2 AM and I don't have any coffee. Well, I have minted coffee, but minted coffee isn't that good. Minted tea, however, is actually quite nice. I heard it's a lot better. Anyway, the Degreaser, that's more important. The Degreaser at this point is basically a straight upgrade, especially if you're using it to combo, which, with the stats, that's what it suggests to be a combo weapon. Because, well, you have a faster switch speed, so of course you're going to use that faster switch speed to combo. And the main downside with it having less afterburn damage is negated with the flare guns. The flare guns do 4 damage per tick, and the afterburn for the Degreaser does 1, but if you shoot someone with a flare gun, which will do mini crits or crits, it changes to 4, so, you know, maybe we should change that, or maybe we should nerf the Degreaser so it's, you know, more of a combo weapon. So what do I propose? 2 changes. There can be one where the afterburn is universal. No matter what you do, the afterburn will always be 1 damage per tick. Or you can make it so the downside is you can't really use your primary that well. So I'm suggesting to add a damage penalty, maybe a 20 to 30% damage penalty. just so it encourages you to combo more if that's what it's supposed to be used for. But that's just my thought. Anyway, I'm Sami, and I'm ready to read all those comments that are going to, flame me, because I don't know what I'm talking about. He's just a heavy main.
Hi, I'm Sazeri, a competitive Highlander PYRO, and I'm here to give my opinion on what a reverted Degreaser would do to PYRO, specifically in comp. Now, before discussing what a reverted Degreaser would do to PYRO, we need to understand PYRO and Highlander. PYRO in Highlander is primarily a support class with 4 main jobs, those being air blasting things away from your medic like rockets, pills, and whatnot, spy checking, air blasting away Ubers, and extinguishing burning teammates. Now notice how killing enemies and putting out damage isn't one of his main roles. The reason why is that PYRO has pretty shit damage output compared to the other combat classes like Soldier or Demo. So now that we know what PYRO is like in comp, what would a reverted Degreaser do to him? The main thing that would change for PYRO is that comboing would be viable once more. The old Degreaser allowed PYRO to effectively combo and achieve much better damage than his normal flames did. But after the Degreaser was nerfed, comboing was kind of killed off, lowering PYRO's potential damage output severely. So reverting the Degreaser would increase PYRO's potential damage output via comboing, allowing him to be more of an effective combat class. But would this be balanced? In my opinion, yes, it would. The Degreaser in its reverted form does increase PYRO's potential damage output, which some may see as kind of a bad idea, could be overpowered, but this damage requires skill in the form of comboing to achieve. Comboing is even more difficult nowadays as opposed to how it used to be, as Air Blast is no longer a complete stun mechanic and doesn't send people straight up into the air. So to effectively combo now requires a lot more skill. The downside of this potential higher damage is the fact that WM1, a far easier way to get damage, is heavily discouraged via the Degreaser's 10% damage penalty and 25% afterburn penalty. And I don't know about you, but this sounds pretty balanced, rewarding skillful comboing and punishing unskilled WM1. Pretty good. So in short, a reverted Degreaser would be, in my opinion, be both balanced and good for PYRO and competitive Highlander.
This is just how we feel about it. If you don't really agree with it, that's perfectly fine. As said, it's probably the most controversial thing I've ever said on this channel, but I do think it would be good. And also, this is the end of the video. Tell me how you feel about the Degreaser and really think about its comparison to the stock flamethrower. Anyways, adios. My channel's gonna die.